How to tell if you are dealing with a deep individual or if you are dealing with a shallow individual. Check their relationship and the value they put on money and the truth. And look at the pecking order of those two things in their life. Whether money comes at the top and then truth is secondary, or if the truth comes first and then money is secondary. Because by definition, people who are shallow are people who lack the ability to see long term, and they don't see a broad range of things either. They want to satisfy things that are immediate to them, instant gratification, and things that are probably status quo, like they're defined to them very quickly around them. They're like, I have to sleep, I have to have sex, I have to have a relationship, I have to, very shallow things that are around. And people who are deep individuals, they have a long vision of things and they have a wide outlook in life. And they want things that will last. When I take a step today, what is the ripple effect of this thing 2-3 years down the line? If I take a step on this thing, how many other areas of my life is it affecting? How is it going to do to 2 generations down my bloodline? Those are individuals that are deep, And money is the god of shallow individuals. They can bend the truth. They can do whatever they want with the truth, according to them. But money is the standard at which they judge if a person values them or if they themselves value something. So if you come to them and then you try to tell them the truth, hey, listen, what you're doing here, darling, is going to affect you negatively in the future. Boy, oh boy, if you don't come there with flashy stuff, money, or try to call them to money, they're not going to listen to you. You're wasting their time. They might actually look down on you, But, if you really do care about them that much, put a bottle of Dom Perignon in front of them, and then now they can talk. Now they're open for hearing what you say. They would accept pretty much anything you say in as long as you have money. You have put money or you show that you have money in front of them. They would accept pretty much anything you say. Lie, truth, it doesn't matter to them. You have put God in front of them, you must be an angel to them. Therefore, whatever you say, it goes. And then on the other side, the truth is the God of deep individuals. Because there's nothing that extracts so much value out of life than to be accurate into what a particular area of your life needs. And that is the truth of that area. What is the truth of a man and a woman being together? Long term, harmonious across many fields. What is the truth of a proper functioning business in South Africa, in America? What is the proper, you seek the truth of things, because that is what holds long term and across many fields. And if you care about many generations after you, if you care about a lot of other areas of your life not being tainted by one, if you care about the longevity of your life, then you seek the truth of the matter. Money can buy the truth. Well, not really. You can't buy the truth, but then you can buy sources that can lead you to the truth, right? But you can also buy other things that might not. That's why people who are well off, they are willing at any point to sacrifice money to get to the truth. They go to therapy. They pay top dollar for that. They absolutely attend these courses that these individuals who are making them pay $25,000 for talking to them for an hour. They definitely go there and sit down and pay that amount to them, just so that they can absorb the truth of a particular working system. It's, to them, if shallow people like money and anything goes, truth or not, it doesn't matter. Them, they're like, money can go, the truth stays where it is. We can put as much money to this as needed. We can do whatever we want with the money in as long as it leads us to finding the proper truth of a particular area of their life. It could be business. I call in someone who's experienced so that I can get the truth of the system. I call in a therapist to tell me the truth of the path I want to take. I call in a philosopher. You get my drift. The relationship of money and truth can tell you a lot about where the person is. Shallow individuals most definitely will bend the truth. They don't respect the truth. They don't think the truth matters. I'll tell you a story that gave me a lot in my life. Back when I was in grade 11, we were in this project for maths and science. Funny enough, look at the paradox of this. The irony, I mean. We were in a project for maths and science. And then this gentleman comes back from university that was like a senior at Kuglano, a year when we arrived at Kuglano. And then he went to University of Cape Town, and then he came back to tell us, now I'm in grade 11, and then he was at varsity. Came back and spoke to us. And one thing that he said was, people learn how to speak English. I didn't know how to speak English at that time. Horrible. And I never actually took it seriously either. But when he came, given the fact that I actually respected him because he was so good at maths and science, which were the things that I was good at. When he said, take English seriously, I did. I did take English seriously. And funny enough, the center was for maths and science, but I went there to find the most amazing thing I found there was actually learning English. Indirectly. And I learned English, and it has since improved. First, it improved both my maths and science because now I could read with understanding. And then English, of course, itself, my speaking of English, my ability to communicate with other people, from then, just so many other things that I have been able to garner towards my life because I was able to speak English fluent. I would have not had this company that I have now. I would have not been able to learn the skills to make this company to be a thing. I would have not been even at varsity ever. I would have never been having a degree in finance. I would have never been able to open a YouTube channel and then speak to the world like this. Him and giving me that truth just brought a whole lot of value that is infinite now. Because once you get to the truth of things, the excavation of the value from there is endless. There's no way I could have paid so many people to do all these things. Pay someone to give me a degree, pay someone to open a company for me, pay someone to... there was no amount of money I could have had that could have been able to give me all these things. Together with the money that I have been able to make because of all the things that learning English has opened up for me. That one truth that he spoke that day, and I acted on it, opened so many things. I don't want to say Pandora's box, but it opened a whole universe of awesome stuff to me that even today I'm not done yet. One of these days, this YouTube will be a big thing. One of these days, my business will be a big thing. One of these days, I'll be a big thing. Guess what gave me the permission to do all of that? The capacity to speak English, the capacity to learn English, and therefore, by extension, ability to learn philosophy, psychology, business, AI, all sorts of things. So, long term, at the time that he was saying learn English, it didn't give me immediately what I wanted. Actually, I suffered a lot at that time. In my process of paying the price of learning, I suffered a lot. I suffered a lot of loss, a lot of embarrassment, a lot of antisocial moments. But then once I got it accurate as he meant it, boy, oh boy, the same thing happens with many other areas of life. That's why people who get well off get even more well off, because they take the money that we want as poor people to hoard and be like, no, 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 I'm not going to give up money to get the truth. I'm not going to investigate. I'm not going to put money where I get information. No. I have to go spend it where I'm getting these quick wins, quick pleasures. And then the people who see the truth as God are like, you know what? I will eat egg and rice for the rest of the year and put all my money into getting what is the truth about how to run a startup. And then once they get it correct, that's it. There is no more any other thing to do. There is no need to invest any further. That's it. You got it, and that's yours for life. Now you can rinse and repeat the same truth over and over and over and over and get more and more and more forever. So people who use their brains properly, people who are deep individuals, people who are elevated, they value the truth over money. I feel sorry for individuals that see money as their own God. Like the only way they can see you being valuable to them is if you have money, or if you, because people who chase the truth eventually become loaded. It's inevitable, because part of being truthful is the fact that money matters, and you will go after money appropriately. And once you get your hand on the truth of making money, boy, millionaire, billionaire status. But then people who are like, no, I just have to just make money, and I don't know exactly the proper way of getting this money. I don't know the matrix. I don't know the truth behind the system that creates money. But I just go and get money. Someone gives me money, I'm like, ooh, you will be messed up in no time. You'll be messed up. And there is no other group that gets lured into dangerous situations like people who just value money for its own sake without understanding or pursuing the truth. Trafficking, easy. People who value money over anything are like kids who value sweets over anything. They will literally jump into the car of a stranger just because there are sweets in there, forgetting that there's family looking for them. They have to go back to school. They have to grow. They have to eat later. If they would be able to say, hey, look, listen, that's sweet. No, I don't know you, guy, so please no. The same thing with shallow individuals with money. They would jump into the car of a stranger just because the stranger is flashing out a Rolex. They would go deep into a person's lies. I'll be telling them lies over lies over lies, misdirecting them just because I'm promising to donate to their charity case. Shallow individuals, man, they make a tragic mistake of thinking money is above the truth. But you, my friend, keep it pushing with pursuing the truth.